Imagine that you have implanted a chip in your brain, a chip that is designed by a private startup called Neuralink, a neurotechnology company that was founded by the one and only Elon Musk, who's popular for developing controversial products just like this brain chip. I have only one question for you. When the time comes and this brain chip becomes available to the public, would you take it, or you're scared to do so? You might have a lot of questions about Neuralink and its role in the AI revolution. Why should I take it? How does it work? What are the secrets and the conspiracy theories behind the brain chips? Are we going to be controlled by these brain chips just like the Matrix movie? Well, let's deeply look into Neuralink to find all the answers to these questions together. Neuralink is one of a handful of companies developing a brain-computer interface, or BCI, a system that controls brain signals. However, Elon is not the first one who believes in brain interface. The BCI's story goes back to 1963, when during a lecture at the University of Oxford, neuroscientist William Gray Walter bewildered his audience by linking one of his patients' brains to the projector, where they advanced the slides of his presentation using only their thoughts. However, the current wave of exploration in using brain recording techniques to restore movement and communication to patients with severe paralysis began in the early 2000s. It draws on studies from the 1940s that measured the activity of signal neurons, and more complex experiments on rats and monkeys in the 1990s. Anne van Hoostenberg, a professor of active implantable medical devices at King's College London, said, "It's nothing novel, but implantable of technology takes a long time to mature and reach a stage where companies have all the pieces of the puzzle and can really start to put them together." Now that we know that the Neuralink is not the first one that started to develop BCIs, let's deeply look at Neuralink history itself. Neuralink was founded in 2016 by Elon Musk and a founding team of 7 scientists and engineers. The group of initial hires consisted of experts in areas such as neuroscience, biochemistry, and robotics. Also, the trademark Neuralink was purchased from its previous owners in January 2017. In April 2017, Neuralink announced that it was aiming to make devices to treat serious brain diseases in the short term, with the eventual goal of human enhancement, sometimes called human augmentation. Musk had said his interest in the idea partly stemmed from the science fiction concept of neural lace in the fictional universe In the Culture, a series of 10 novels by Lane Banks. Musk defined the neural lace as a digital layer above the cortex that would not necessarily imply extensive surgical insertion, but ideally an implant through a vein or artery. He said the long-term goal is to achieve symbiosis with artificial intelligence, which he perceives as an existential threat to humanity if it goes unchecked. He believes the device will be something analogous to a video game, like a safe game situation where you can resume and upload your last state, and address brain injuries or spinal injuries and make up for whatever lost capacity somebody has with a chip. Even Elon Musk in a podcast with Joe Rogan mentioned that by 2050, there will be a full human brain-computer interface for everyone if they would like to.
I think we could have in 25 years probably something. I would think there could be a whole brain interface.
A whole brain interface.
Something pretty close to that, yeah.
How do you define, what do you mean by whole brain interface?
Like almost all the neurons are connected to the sort of AI extension of yourself. If you want.
AI extension of yourself.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you? Like when you say AI extension of yourself?
Well, like I said, you already have a computer extension of yourself in your phone, and computers and stuff. So, and now online, it's like somebody dies, there's like an online ghost that they're still, their online stuff is still alive.
That's a good way to put it. It is weird when you read someone's tweets after they're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instagram and their stories and stuff.
Yeah.
And whatever, Facebook and stuff. Like
that's a great way to put it. It's like an online ghost. That's very accurate.
Yeah. So, so that it would just be that more of you would be in the cloud, I guess, than in your body. More of you.
Whoa.
So the initial aim of Neuralink was kind of medical, to help people with brain injuries or spinal injuries to restore their memory and have their own abilities back. However, the final and the ultimate goal of Neuralink is kind of human-AI symbiosis, which can be dangerous if being out of control. Back to Neuralink's history, Neuralink, initially based in San Francisco's Mission District alongside OpenAI, shifted its headquarters to Fairmont, California by 2022, with Jared Barchel, head of Musk's family office, serving as CEO, CFO, and president since 2018. As of September 2018, Musk was the majority owner of Neuralink but didn't hold an executive position. By August 2020, only 3 of the 8 founding scientists remained at the company, according to an article by Stat News, which reported that Neuralink had seen years of internal conflict in which rushed timelines have clashed with the slow and incremental pace of science. In April 2021, Neuralink demonstrated a monkey playing the game Pong using the Neuralink implant. While similar technology has existed since 2002, when a research group first demonstrated a monkey moving a computer cursor with neural signals, scientists acknowledged the engineering progress in making the implant wireless and increasing the number of implanted electrodes. In May 2021, co-founder and president Max Hodak announced that he no longer works with the company. So only 2 co-founders will remain in Neuralink startup by January 2022, and one of them was Elon. So basically one person was remaining there, and everyone was leaving Elon. You might ask why, but trust me, you are going to find out the reason yourself very soon. Neuralink has faced criticism for engaging in testing that reportedly led to the deaths of around 1,500 animals, including sheep, monkeys, and pigs, according to a report in December 2022. The ethical concerns surrounding animal welfare in Neuralink's research practices have raised questions about the company's approach to testing and its commitment to ensuring the well-being of the subjects involved. Despite denials from Neuralink and the fact that Musk tried to address the allegations by stating that no monkey has died as a result of a Neuralink implant, he explained that in early tests, they selected terminal monkeys, which means close to death already, to minimize risks to healthy animals. The comments aim to provide context to controversial aspects of Neuralink's animal testing practices. Federal scrutiny intensified, revealing a disturbing narrative of rushed testing and animal fatalities. As the investigation unfolded, glimpses of horror emerged, depicting grim scenes of animal suffering and loss. Yet, amidst the darkness, conflicting reports and uncertain conclusions left the truth obscured, leaving observers to grapple with unsettling questions about the ethics and accountability. In September 2023, Wired magazine published a report shedding light on primate deaths during Neuralink's experiments. The story, based on public records and interviews with a former employee and a researcher, revealed troubling complications during electrode installation, paralysis, finger loss, brain swelling. While a USDA investigation in July 2023 found no new breaches except for one from 2019, the PCRM contested its findings. Wired later reported in October 2023 that Neuralink had worked to conceal animal suffering, prompting US lawmakers in November 2023 to call for an SEC investigation into potential investor deception regarding immediate details about animal deaths as disclosed by the former employee. Even one of the former employees in Neuralink mentioned that Elon was trying to speed up the process without really caring about the animal rights or animal welfare, because he was saying that, hey, people need this device, we have to make it to human trials ASAP. It kind of reminded me of Dr. Asburn in Spider-Man. You know, he wasn't really caring about the process or the products, and he ended up just making himself a kind of human-animal character at the end. Investigations have found nothing caused Neuralink to receive FDA approval for human clinical trials in May 2023. The FDA had previously rejected a 2022 application to pursue human clinical trials, citing major safety concerns involving the device's lithium battery, the potential for the implant's tiny wires to migrate to other areas of the brain, and questions over whether and how the device can be removed without damaging brain tissue. It's quite strange because although the US Department of Agriculture, responsible for checking the animal concerns or animal rights, found nothing in the research lab of Neuralink, however, another agency was already investigating on animal rights and animal concerns for Neuralink. Despite the investigation from another agency, the FDA approved the human trials for Neuralink. And I guess the power that Elon had was more important at that time, and quite a solution to all the lawsuits and accusations. After FDA approvals, the Neuralink started to recruit volunteers for the first human trial. Neuralink's clinical trial is called PRIME for Precise Robotically Implanted Brain-Computer Interface. As the name implies, the process involves using a robot to surgically insert the wires of the company's implant into a part of the brain related to movement. The device is designed to interpret a person's neural activity so they can operate a computer or smartphone by simply intending to move. No wires or physical movement are required. Neuralink said its implant procedure employs custom-made microscopic needles with a tip that is only 10 to 12 microns in width, only slightly larger than the diameter of a red blood cell. The small size allows threads to be inserted with minimal damage to the cortex. The brain implant includes 1,024 electrodes distributed across 64 threads according to Neuralink. The implant is the key hardware component of the trial. The other focus points are the surgical robot and the Neuralink user app that connects wirelessly to a computer or other device. The surgical robot that implants a brain chip into the cortex is called R1, which is designed to insert the implant's recording technology into the brain with unparalleled accuracy and repeatability. The brain chip is called N1. The N1 implant is powered by a small battery charged wirelessly from the outside via a compact inductive charger that enables easy use from anywhere. On January 29, 2024, Elon said that Neuralink had successfully implanted a brain-computer interface or BCI device, the company named Telepathy, in a human on the day prior, and that the patient was recovering from the surgery. Elon Musk announced on his X platform, Telepathy enables control of your phone or computer and through them almost any device just by thinking. I mean, it's quite obvious from the name of the product. I mean, telepathy, right? Elon explained initial users will be those who have lost the use of their limbs. Imagine if Stephen Hawking could communicate faster than a speed typist or auctioneer. This is the goal. Neuralink aims to redefine the boundaries of human capability, telling prospective participants in the prime trial that they could significantly shape the future of interaction and independence, not just for you, but for countless others. The brain chip size has been compared to a coin. I mean, imagine that you have a coin in your brain cortex. I mean, it's fine as long as it stays there. You might ask why they're using robots to implant these brain chips, because it needs to be extremely precise. And the human hands, are big and not precise enough. The way that these devices work, the brain chips and the N1 devices, is like they monitor the brain spikes and the brain signals. By monitoring the brain signals and the spikes, they learn different kinds of brain activities over time. It's like a mind reading. Now let's go back to the first human trial. What happened to that guy? On March 20, 2024, Neuralink revealed the first recipients of the Neuralink implant in the clinical trial, 29-year-old Nolan Arbaugh, during a live stream on X. Arbaugh, a quadriplegic due to a driving accident disclosing his C4 and C5 spinal vertebrae, showcased his remarkable progress. In the live stream, Nolan demonstrated his ability to control a cursor on a computer screen, enabling him to manage music and play games such as chess. Expressing his support for the implant, Nolan emphasized how it has drastically enhanced his quality of life. Although acknowledging that the device is not yet perfect, he remains excited about the future, believing it has already significantly changed his life. Nolan even posted on X platform while just thinking. It's quite interesting, right? You can just think about something without taking action physically and make that thing happen. Like, I want to become an elephant. But what if I change my mind in the middle of thinking and making decision? Does the device count that as well? If you remember, I mentioned that Elon wasn't the only one who was thinking about the brain-computer interface or BCI. There are 4 main competitors in the market for Neuralink. The first one is the BlackRock Neurotech, which has implanted its brain chip into 31 people over the last decade. However, Neuralink's device can record more brain activity than BlackRock's. The second competitor is Synchron's BCI device, which is not implanted into the brain. Instead, physicians insert a device known as stentrode, or an electrode array mounted on a stent through the jugular vein in the neck. This allows it to be snaked aligned into blood vessels in the brain, where it can record electrical signals. The device can assist patients who have lost the ability to use their arms to move digital cursors on their laptops. The third competitor is Precision Neuroscience, co-founded by Neuralink founding team member Benjamin Rappaport, which is developing a BCI device that it describes as a thin film that contains thousands of electrodes. The film can be inserted in a small slit into skull so it can rest on top of the brain. Precision hopes to use it to treat epilepsy and other disorders involving abnormal electrical signals in the brain. The last but not least competitor for Neuralink is Brainscope, a startup from Harvard University that has developed a non-invasive BCI device that looks like a head visor from Star Trek. The main difference between Neuralink chips, the N1 devices, and the chips from other startups is the ability to record more brain signals. The reaction to Telepathy, the first Neuralink's product, was quite controversial. To be honest, the whole concept and the whole startup's controversial, from having multiple accusations of not following animal rights and cleaning monkeys, to getting human approval by FDI while going through an investigation. Not only this, but the reaction of scientists and the normal people, the first product was quite controversial as well. Although the normal people were excited about the human results, the experts were not. Most of them questioned the ethics and safety of this procedure. Even some neuroscientists mentioned that there is insufficient info available to the public, and Elon is pushing his projects in shadows, out of the public eyes, and he's only showing the results without mentioning the details. Also, the fact that there are a few other companies already using their devices in humans, and the neuroscience community has made remarkable achievements with those devices, made experts think that Elon is overhyping the Neuralink, and there are still limitations to this technology. Although there were negative comments on the first product of Neuralink, on March 21st, 2024, Elon Musk stated that the company's second product would be called Blind Sight and was already working in animal trials with monkeys. He noted it operates at a low resolution that is expected to improve, and also stated that no monkey has died due to or been seriously injured by Neuralink's device, in contradiction with earlier reports. It's quite funny because this time Elon has decided to announce himself that yes, he actually considers the animal rights and no monkey has died due to the second product, meaning the Blind Sight from Neuralink startup, before the US Department of Agriculture sent their investigators. Okay, at this point we have all the information we need to look for all conspiracy theories behind the real reason that why Elon is developing brain chips in Neuralink. The first theory is that Elon, who is one of the most powerful people on this planet with tons of money and availability, wants to control people's mind by implanting brain chips into their brain and be able to go through salvation. It makes him look like God by having control over people's mind at that level. And by controlling people's mind, I don't mean like forcing them to become slaves or something. I just mean that he might think that he's smarter than people and he can make better decisions for human civilization over time. The second theory, which I believe could be viral and kind of popular among people, is that Elon is a part of Illuminati or Matrix, and he wants to control people's mind and just make them slaves. Simple as that. The third reason that actually makes more sense is that the initial aim of the Neuralink was kind of medical, to treat people with diseases such as schizophrenia, paralysis, and restoring their brain memory. And the final aim and the main aim is the mass adoption of whole brain interface, which leads to the widespread of AI-human symbiosis, which means reduced existential risk and a better future. So ultimately, Elon Musk wants to protect people from extinction and the AI danger. You might say how? Our vulnerabilities in the AI era will come from bad people in control of AI, a rogue AI not aligned with human value. In a world in which millions of people control a little piece of the world's aggregate AI power, people who can think with AI, defend themselves with AI, and fundamentally understand AI because of their integration with it, humans are less vulnerable. People will be a lot more powerful, which is scary, but as Elon said, if everyone is Superman, it's harder for anyone Superman to cause harm on a mass scale. There are lots of checks and balances. And we're less likely to lose control of AI in general because the AI on the planet will be so widely distributed and varied in its goals. So Elon's ultimate goal is that everyone who wants to have this AI extension of themselves could have one, so there would be billions of individual human AI symbiotics who collectively make decisions about the future. A world that AI could be of the people, by the people, and for the people. If I want to be honest with you, heart-to-heart conversation, in my opinion, I agree with the third conspiracy theories, and I agree with Elon. I agree with the concept of human-AI symbiosis, and it can save us from extinction and AI danger in the future. However, there are some hesitations, like the fact that are there any side effects for these brain chips, or our thoughts are not private anymore, or the fact that the company worth $5 billion and it hasn't gone public yet, or the fact that it increases the longevity, and Elon said he's not a fan of longevity, but still it's controversial and they haven't been transparent to the public. It makes me unsure whether I want to take the Neuralink chip or not. But if you ask me now, would I take it or not? I would say yes. If I were someone who had brain injuries or paralysis, I would have tried anything to restore my human capabilities. However, I don't take the Neuralink chip now in 2024. I need to see some evidence, more evidence, and some data. I will take the Neuralink chip in 2050, for sure, okay? Just like Elon that said he will take it eventually, but not yet. Also, I don't think it's going to be cheap. It costs around 11 grand and they will end up charging US companies around 40 grand. So I have to make some monies before that. Now, after all these information, I want you to sit in private and ask yourself this question. Would you take the Neuralink chip or not?